Now, you brought up Gareth Bale, actually, and I know that you did a little coverage for LAFC this weekend with their game against Nashville. When they went to Nashville, a very difficult place to play, and got a 2-1 win. Gareth Bale made his debut with Heath Pearce and displayed some of his sauce, that I like to say. How formidable was it to see him in LAFC's attack? And now that you've seen a little bit of them potentially all together, because Chiellini played as well, do you think LAFC is the team to beat in MLS, Heath Pearce?
They're certainly getting there. I think Chiellini brings a different sort of aura to the team. The one thing I would say about them, and obviously I'm a little bit more on the inside with them than perhaps other clubs, but they are coming with a different attitude than I've seen with big stars in the past, that come here with this pedigree of saying, like, no, this league owes me for coming here. You know, like, I'm going to come here. You're going to build a team around me. Gareth Bale's come in to add or be an addition to this team. They have an obsession with winning, both him and Chiellini. Chiellini, same thing. To talk about what he does in the locker room already, him understanding his limitations, them both accepting, hey, these are the conditions. If you saw the post-game interview where Bale and Chiellini talk about the heat in Nashville, something that you don't get to experience watching it on the TV. I thought that part of it was really cool. And they're adding, like, the model now is you've got a team in LAFC, and now you're adding pieces. Instead of saying we're going to have Gareth Bale, we're going to have a team that can try to support Gareth Bale. You've got a team, and Gareth Bale's got to figure out how he's going to fit in. I mean, there was a few bright flashes. He was looking for the ball for 5-6 minutes, getting involved, and then it was basically Nashville for the end of the game, lumping it up the field, and he wasn't involved much after that. But overall, you're getting more minutes out of these guys because they're coming off of a European offseason, and that's the most important.
What I found interesting was that when Bale came on, he went wide, and Carlos Vela played the false 9. I wonder if we're going to see that moving forward, if it was just due to situations because they were holding on to a lead. All right, Chuck, let's talk about the New England Revolution, the reigning Supporters Shield winners. They were up 1-0 in Philly, ended up losing that one 2-1. What's going on with the Revs, and are you scared of LAFC, and should the rest of the league be as well?
Well, I don't know if scared is the right word, but
all right, maybe I just tried to add some drama to it.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I love the drama. Roger Predactor, always. What I would say is that they're the best team in the league right now. New York City FC would be, for me, the favorite still until they get knocked off with Tati Castellanos as the striker. But I think Tati Castellanos is gone. After yesterday's game-winning performance where he scored the winner to beat Red Bulls in that city derby, he gave everyone hugs like, I'm out. And I don't know why hasn't been more chatter about him leaving, because he's been the real deal for a long time now in this league, and he's only getting better, and he works on both sides of the ball. Good mentality, and he's got that class. So I think he's out. And with him gone, unless New York City FC makes that move to sign Luis Suarez, who is a free agent and has also talked about, I have 6 to 8 clubs that that I've had offers from. If New York City FC are in the race to sign a Luis Suarez, that is a substantial replacement. And for the short term, you want to continue that success. Tyler Magno looks like the real deal as well. He's really developed on the wing. I could see him moving up to that 9 position at some point. But if you want that short-term fix, a Luis Suarez who's motivated to, play well in the World Cup, that might be the answer. A 1-year deal, maybe it's an 18-month deal, but I could see that happening. But this Revs team, for me, they're trying to find what they had last year, that X factor. And Tajon Buchanan is a massive loss. I don't care how many people you try and sign and fill in that void that he's left in terms of being an aggressive player who can do it by himself off of the dribble, who can score, who's good in the air. Now, I like bringing in Dylan Barrero. I think he's been a bright spot, but it's going to take him time. Like all players in this league, it takes time to adjust and get used to your teammates' tendencies, let alone the league and the travel and the intensity and the tempo of the league. But the Revs team, you lose Matt Turner, you get Petrovic, who I think has been solid since he's been, but again,
he sold Buxa as well, right? Adam Buxa.
Adam Buxa has also left for France, but you bring in Petrovic, Georgi Petrovic. He's shown some promise, has had a nice start, but then makes a huge error, and that comes down to youth and inexperience. And he runs in for a cross around the, just before the penalty spot, clumsily hits into one of his own players and then gives a free header to the Union. That got them back in the game.
That's what I remember about Heath's defending was very similar to that.
So, I just think you look at this Revs team, you realize the value of certain players, Matt Turner, Tajon Buchanan, now Adam Buxa. But with that being said, this was the best performance I saw from them. They controlled the game. They gave me a lot. I was optimistic going into that set, midway through the second half. I was like, okay, the Revs found their groove. Here we go. And then boom, they dropped their heads for 10 minutes and it was the Union's game. But they did make a signing, Giacomo Vrioni he's an Albanian international, but coming from Juve, a Juve B side. Really looks like another copy paste for Adam Buxa, but probably better feet, and Adam Buxa probably a little bit better in the air. So there's some trade-off there, but I think maybe that's what they need, that two-striker system that Bruce Arena loves, and hopefully they can get going again.
All right. No, I appreciate all that insight. I didn't know all the dirt there on the New England Revolution. That's why you're here, Chuck.
I gave to you all.
What's worse, a long question or a long answer? Jeez,
yeah. But I do want to catch
you ask and you shall receive.
I want to catch everybody up on the Tati Castellanos story, because apparently, even though there was some strong interest from Leeds, there are details that are coming out now.
If anybody says Leeds again on this show in the next 2 months, Jimmy, they should get muted for half the show. We just can't say the word Leeds anymore.
Okay, let's not do it anymore. Let's not do it anymore. But a city football group who owns Girona in La Liga, they just got promoted back up to the top division in Spain. They are apparently, or city football group's going to buy, because this is all how the rules work apparently, they're going to buy Tati Castellanos out of his MLS contract, and they're going to put him on loan to Girona in La Liga. So I don't know. He scored 58 goals in 132 appearances. In all competitions. Obviously, he's on top of the Golden Boot stuff. He helped NYCFC. He was a vital cog for them in winning MLS Cup for the first time in their history. I think it's a great move as well, and I'm very excited to see how he's going to perform. Obviously, we're always proud of any products that make a move to one of the top 5 European leagues. And Miguel Almiron, I think we're all still pulling for him to do well with Newcastle. I think he's going to be surrounded by better talent moving forward because they have money to do it, and I'm curious to see how he'll continue to blossom. All right, let's put a bow on this very special podcast with our special guest, Todd Dunavant, who came on a little bit earlier, the GM and president of the Sac Republic. They are playing against Sporting Kansas City, my former club, in the Open Cup Semifinals, July 27th on ESPN+. Orlando City is going to be hosting New York Red Bulls. Guys, I want some predictions. Heath, I'm going to come to you first. How do you think both of these semifinals are going to play out? And then we'll save our prediction for the final once those 2 games are played.
Oh man, I do think that Sac Republic reached the final. That's the one at least prediction I'll get. They're playing against the Sporting KC side that Jimmy, you've obviously been and we've all been highly critical of, just because they haven't been getting the results. They've got to play against LAFC as well in that same stretch of time. So I don't think it's going to be easy for them. I like Sacramento. Not only are they a good team, but they have that sort of underdog spirit right now that team of destiny feel. So that's the one that I think for sure gonna reach the final, but it's a toss up for me outside of that.
How about the other one, Orlando City and New York Red Bulls? Because we're going to get to a point where when I think about the 3 MLS clubs, this could be their best chance of getting into the CONCACAF Champions League and just winning a trophy overall, Heath.
It's hard to say. I mean, I would just on paper alone, I would say if both teams roll out their best teams, which I would assume they will, I would say the New York Red Bulls go on to the final to play against Sacramento Republic. Charlie, what's your take on that?
I think Red Bulls have that just aggressive nature. Their things are going well for them. Obviously, they didn't get the win against New York City FC, but New York City FC are they have so much talent. They're loaded. Orlando's struggling, especially in the attacking half. And I know it looks like they've just come to an agreement with Nico Joachini from he was playing in France for Montpellier. So we've seen him, at times with the national team early on. At least he was getting an opportunity and he shined. As of late, hasn't gotten an opportunity because I think his club form has dipped in France. But this could be a great opportunity for him because he's making a move to try and make that push for this World Cup team. And Orlando, they need help in the attacking half. So I could see Red Bulls as well as Sacramento, because Sporting Kansas City are struggling right now. If there's anything to play for, it's this competition, because MLS is done for them. But, it's hard to just pick yourself right up after being so down. I know
that's
they're
the thing
going
that I was
to
going to say on that.
but
It's that whole like this could be the turnaround moment, but when you see the results after results, it's not that easy to just flip that switch and turn it around.
Right.
I feel like it's too late to turn it around and to dig deep and just put together a performance against a team that has a lot of that momentum. Yeah, I agree with you. It's tough.
Yeah, I'm going to jump in and say I like both home teams in this one. Orlando only 26 goals for, and not very many goals. I think they're like maybe a little bit over a goal a game in MLS right now. That's not going to be enough, I think, but it does show that given their record, they're still 5th in the East. They know how to win the tight ones, and they're relatively okay at home. They don't draw very often. They either win or lose, but they have a lot more wins than they do losses. And when I think about Sporting Kansas City, only 2 wins away from home in MLS in 13 games this season. Now, those 2 wins came within the last month, but when I watched them play against Minnesota United here last weekend, they still lack a little bit of identity when they don't have Johnny Russell on the field. It looks like when he's on the field, the plan is give it to Johnny Russell and he'll figure it out. And that guy's a special player, no question. But I don't necessarily know what they're trying to do or if they even have the tools to take advantage of this. And I think because Sac Republic's at home, I think that I'm with you guys. I think they're going to book their ticket to the final. The other one's a little bit more of a coin flip, but I'll go with the home team. I think Orlando knows this is going to be probably their best chance to get to a CONCACAF Champions League. I think it would mean a lot to the players and Pareja, the coach, and the city, of course. So I'm pulling for Orlando City, Sac Republic, which is probably the last 2 teams that that the TV executives want to see. But I think in terms of kind of the passion and enthusiasm, how much they've taken this competition serious, I think that would be very cool to make happen. They'll have to go wait and see. I'm going to go, make sure I continue to nudge Todd Donovan. We appreciate him coming on again to give me some free tickets.